Modern culture treats food like a quick charge battery. We reach for a snack to push through an afternoon slump or sip an energy drink to fight off brain fog. Yet, despite constant fueling, society is reporting higher rates of chronic fatigue than ever before. The physiological reality is that breaking down a meal is the most energy-intensive process the human body performs. It requires massive volumes of blood flow, complex enzyme production, and sustained muscular contractions in the gut. Think of your body on a strict budget of 100 energy units daily. Digestion claims 70 units. Grazing all day keeps this expensive engine running constantly, prioritizing the stomach's metabolic demand and siphoning oxygen away from the brain. By eating continuously, you keep your mental bandwidth in a state of perpetual deficit. Centuries before modern science mapped the metabolic cost of digestion, the ascetics of the Himalayas recognized this internal energy economy. They established a dietary protocol called Eka Bukta, the practice of consuming only one meal every 24 hours. Traditional yogic texts present this as a practical method of energy management. It was a choice based on biological efficiency. Eka Bukta functions as a biological technology. By limiting the time spent on digestion, practitioners reallocate their physical resources toward achieving sustained states of deep focus. This approach is rooted in the Ayurvedic concept of Jataragni, the internal digestive fire that converts food into vital energy. Constant snacking is like throwing wet wood onto a small flame. The fire smolders, creating metabolic waste products that the body struggles to clear. Eating once allows the digestive fire to burn at full intensity. This ensures the food is processed efficiently, leaving fewer toxic byproducts in the system and freeing the body to maintain its own tissues. Practitioners synchronize their single meal with the peak of the circadian rhythm, eating precisely at noon. There is a biological synergy at this hour. When the sun is at its highest point, the body's internal digestive capacity reaches maximum efficiency. Coordinating consumption with these natural rhythms transforms food into a source of concentrated vitality. The mechanical reality of the body reveals a conflict between digestion and cognition. Yogic science describes this through apanavayu, a downward pulling energy. Physically, this correlates to the diversion of a large percentage of cardiac output to the digestive organs. Mental acuity requires pranavayu, an upward moving force linked to the oxygenation of the brain. Because cardiac output is finite, the body cannot sustain peak oxygen levels in the brain while simultaneously flooding the gut with blood for digestion. The one-meal protocol manages this by confining the massive blood flow demand of digestion to a 4-hour window. For the remaining 20 hours, the downward pull vanishes. Oxygen and glucose reserves previously spent on digestion surge into the nervous system. High-level mental clarity is achieved only when the body stops fighting the metabolic demands of its own gut. Ancient classifications recognized that different lifestyles require different energetic inputs. They placed eaters on a spectrum. The yogi eats once to master their energy, while the Bhogi eats twice to enjoy sensory pleasures. At the lower end, the Rogi eats 3 times, which the texts claim invites disease. The Drohi, those who eat constantly, are described as working against their biological design. Your meal frequency determines whether you are operating in alignment with your physical mechanics. You can apply these principles to reclaim your cognitive bandwidth without jumping to extreme measures immediately. Start by choosing easily digestible foods and practicing digestive silence. If you eat 3 meals, remove the snacks between them to give your system a break. Next, move toward a 16-8 intermittent fasting schedule. You consolidate your eating into an 8-hour window and fast for the remaining 16. This 16-hour window allows your nervous system to pivot from processing food to conducting system-wide repair and mental maintenance. Every meal is a transaction of your limited biological energy. Mastering eating frequency provides the biological bandwidth required to elevate your mind.